Okay, and picking thirds, this first example, I'm going to keep one right-hand pattern here. And the reason I'm doing this is just so you can see how the thirds are moving across on the fretboard and really get used to how they're playing over the chords. But the pattern that I'm going to be using for almost this entire example is pick stroke on the bottom note of the third, followed by the middle finger plucking the string pretty hard, getting that popping sound, and then coming back across, releasing the tension on my fretting hand and getting a muted pick stroke. Okay, now let's talk about some of the ways that I'm moving this interval of a third around on the fretboard. I'm going to be moving it through chord scales. That means that I'm going to be moving up and down a chord, harmonizing it with these thirds. And the other way I'm going to be moving it is by harmonizing each note of a chord with a third. Harmonizing the root, the third, the fifth, the seven, and back to the root there. Okay, so let's go through this example, and I'll point out some of these things as they happen. So I'm going to start here in E, and I'm starting with an E on the bottom, and I'm going to walk right up that chord scale with a little chromatic passing tone in there. There was that chromatic passing tone. The chord switches to A. I'm going to do the same exact thing in A, starting on A. Then we're back to E, and I'm going to be walking down an E chord scale. I'm going to continue that on the next string, skipping this one. We're on switch to an A chord. I'm starting with A on the root, and I'm going to chromatically walk this third down so I get the 7 and the 9 there. Then I'm going to start on the 5th and 7 and A, and chromatically walk down and I get the 3rd and 5th. Then we're back to an E chord, and this is where I'm going to harmonize each note of the chord with a third. And then continue through the next octave. Then we're over a B chord. I'm walking down that chord scale with D sharp on the bottom. Switches to A. This is one of those moments I'm going to be harmonizing every note of the chord. Back to E, harmonizing every note of the chord. Then down the chord scale. Okay, so that whole example together slowly.